Welcome back, guys. I am so excited for this video because I've had so much fun playing with this new collection from Dieverune Cosmetics. If you're not familiar, this is a collab between them and Basket Case Beauty. They did such a fantastic job on this, and I really love the looks that I've created so far, but I'm really excited to share all this with you guys, give you all my thoughts. Is it worth it? I mean, there's so many Halloween releases coming out right now, so it helps when you have someone tell you, like, is it worth it or not? That way, you know, you're not wasting your money. But if that sounds like fun to you, then just keep watching. If this is your first time here, my name is Heather, and I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands and Halloween time, fall time. I love fall colors so freaking much. But if you guys want maybe some inspiration, or you want to hear my thoughts on a collection, which is an honor, truly, then I hope you will subscribe, stick around. If you do, don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be reminded of all my uploads. And with that being said, I need to tell you about this collection. So this collection is really big. Actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 products. We have 2 palettes, 2 like cake liners, wet liners, whatever they're called, and then we have 3 singles. Now you could buy this in several different ways. You can buy every item separately, or you could buy it all in a bundle. So for me, I bought the main bundle because I knew I wanted to review it. So the Warlock of the Wood palette retails for $39 US. It is so freaking beautiful. It's a 9-pan palette. You have 6 shimmers and 6 mattes. These shimmers are so silky and smooth. You do have a split pan at the top, and it's so freaking cool. I can't wait to show you guys like all the up close swatches and stuff, which you're probably already seeing now. But I really love this palette. When I saw these online, I was more drawn to the other one, but in person, I'm loving these, and I'm having so much fun with it. This shade Hemlock down here at the bottom is such a gorgeous multi-chrome, but you can buy it with the liner, and the liner is Warlock. You got this like little wet liner duo, and with the liner, it retails for $81 before a code. I think my friend has a code. I'll pop it up on the screen if I'm correct. I'm almost positive she does. I can't remember today from yesterday. It's so annoying. So annoying, I mean. And then next we have the Witch of the Wildflower. Let me just also say the artwork on the packaging on both of these is so freaking beautiful, but this is a really, really gorgeous fall time color story. I love it so much. I love the undertones of the greens, the undertones of the purples. I just love this. I love all of the looks that I've created with it so far. I can't wait to play more. You also have another split pan in the center, and I can't even say the name of that shade because it's like in really tight cursive print, and it's kind of like shiny too, so it makes it hard to read. But this palette is stunning. Again, we have 6 beautiful mattes and 3 gorgeous shimmers, and the pricing for these are the same. This one you can get on its own for $39, or you can get it with the wet liner. This is in the shade Witch, which I love so much. I love the undertone of this yellow. It's so freaking gorgeous. Like in look 1, I made 2 beautiful looks with the Warlock of the Wood palette, and then I completely messed them up trying to do liner. I am terrible at liquid liner, like graphic liner situations, but you know, you can't have it all the time. So there are also these really gorgeous shimmers. Let me grab them. Like there's 2 little bundles of them, but these are so freaking cool. So you can buy these individually or as like a bundle of 3. The bundle is $42 US for the 3. We have the shade Transmutation, which is so bright and freaking gorgeous. I lost my mind over that one. And then we also have Alchemy. This is such a witchy shade. It has like this green base, but this most gorgeous, beautiful purple flip. I love this one. And this one might be one of my favorites. It's the shade Necromancy. Oh my God. It's like green, gold, red, gorgeous, beautiful. It has like a brown base to it, which makes it so cool and unique, but I'm super excited. You know that shade in the Ensley Rain Groovy Garden palette. I think it's called Lava Lamp or Lava, something like that. It reminds me of that, but the formula is different. It's so freaking cool. Highly recommend. We also have another bundle. Let me see if I can find it. These are called the Ghostie Chromes, and they are so freaking gorgeous. I cannot wait to play more with these. So again, you can get the bundle of 3 for $42, and it looks like they're out of this shade Frandoween. I'll have to go and look and see if I can find it. But you also have this shade, which is actually on my eyes right now. It's so beautiful. It has like this really pretty like green cool tone purple like base. It's so gorgeous. And this is All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve is such a beautiful shade, and I love it so much. It's so vibrant and just glossy and wet looking. You have like this fluorescent purple shift, but these gorgeous green shimmers. It's so stunning. Okay, so you can buy Frandoween in the compact, which is this really beautiful shade. It is so freaking gorgeous. It's hard to really explain. I'm hoping it picks up well in the swatches, but look at this on the finger. It's so pretty. There we go. It's so special, like truly. And I've used a lot of these, like these little like multi-chrome ghosty ones for highlighter I did today, and I think it turned out so beautiful. But you can also get it without the compact, and it looks like that one retails for $14 as well. I mean, honestly, I would just get the compact. You never know when you could like use something like that. But again, I am so excited to be playing with this collection, to have it in my hands. I am going right now to pick up that Dewdrops palette. But if you guys pick this stuff up, let us know down below in the comments what you think of it. Like sometimes it's good to have more than one opinion. At least I like to. That way you can kind of gauge, you know, your interest off that. But thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope that you love the looks, but let's go ahead and move on to look number 1. And you could see me epically fail with that graphic liner. I'm so excited to finally be creating some stuff with this collection. I'm going to start out with this palette and do a look on each eye, and then with the other palette I'll do the same, and at the end I will mix them both together to create one good look. But I'm excited. This is so pretty, and this freaking wet liner is so big. This is the shade Warlock, and honestly I'm terrible at liner, but I'm gonna try. I mean, you don't get better at something until you try, you know what I mean? Now let's play with this palette. So this is really, really beautiful, and today I think I want to play with Wolfsbane, Tombstone, and Blackthorn. The shimmers in this palette are so freaking good. I really loved, what was the name of that palette? I think it's Gloomy Garden. Hold on, let me grab it. Yes, it's Gloomy Gardens. I love this palette. I thought it was beautiful, but I think these shimmers in this one might be even better. I don't know if they've done an update because they are a really new brand, but it's really good. But it has been a really long time since I've used this palette, so I could be wrong. But it's beautiful. Highly recommend it if you guys are interested. But now let's play. So I'm going to start with the shade Wolfsbane. It's really pretty. And what brush? You'd think I'd start getting the brushes ready because I do this every time, but I'm going to use my Sigma E27. Yes. And I just want to press this in the inner corner. I've been dying to play with this palette because I've had it in my collection for about a week, but you guys already know, especially if you've like been watching me for a while, I am so playing catch up because I also have the Blend Bunny collection and the I'm thinking Glam Like Michael Myers Halloween collection. I'm really excited to play with those as well. But let me switch over to this small shader brush from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to use this to blend this out. You would think I'd be more drawn to that other palette, which I really love that color story, but for some reason this palette is just pulling me in, and I just had to use it first. I couldn't help myself. Okay, so now I want to go into this gray down here called Tombstone, and I need a large blending brush. I'm just going to use the one from Singe, and I just want to put this in the other half of the crease, and then I'll deepen it up with Blackthorn. I'm going to switch brushes to the small shader from Glamlight. And I'm just like pressing it in the crease. And then once I get it as deep as I want it, I'll use that bigger one, the fluffy brush, to blend it out. Now I'm going to switch over to that large Singe Beauty brush. So, what do you guys think about people saying that eyeshadow is out? I don't agree. I think maybe with like which I think it was Huda Beauty that said she's not doing any more big palettes because eyeshadow is out. And I think there's a certain like group of customers that was into eyeshadow that isn't anymore, but I don't think eyeshadow is out. I'm going to go into Wolfsbane on this E23 from ColourPop. But yeah, I don't think it's out. Like, I think the indie community we are in, you know what I mean? I know personally, I can't see myself ever not being interested in eyeshadow, indie eyeshadow especially. It is my obsession. But I think maybe for like the everyday consumer, eyeshadow might be out. But I don't think it is for everyone. And I hate it when people speak for everybody, because like I'm over here like, no, it's not. And it doesn't really, someone asked me if it worried me, and it just made me really think about it. But I mean, I wish that weren't the case and that everyone was into it. I mean, it would be better for me, like with YouTube. But at the same time, I feel like there is a group of people that love eyeshadow as much as I do, and maybe with everyone else being out, it will like help us all find each other, and we'll have like a closer community, and that makes me very excited. This gray has like a really pretty green undertone to it, and I really like that a lot, but I didn't notice that when I swatched it last night, but I think that's really pretty. But I would so love to hear your guys' thoughts on that whole topic. So now, as I mentioned, we're going to go in with Blackthorn, and I'm going to use this E27. I just cleaned it off on my Sigma switch, and I want to deepen up this outer corner. And the crease. I can't imagine not loving eyeshadow the way that I do, because like I have ADHD and it makes it really hard for me to like the same things for a long time. Like I always change what I'm watching, what genre of stuff I watch. Like I'm all over the place. But for me, eyeshadow has been the only thing, the only hobby or anything that I've ever had that has been like constant throughout the years, and I just don't see myself ever not loving it. I will always buy eyeshadow palettes with or without YouTube. I love them. And I do think that comes across in my videos. Like they truly bring me joy. I love them. And I'm loving this crease. I need some cute, like, cool tone blushes, like browns. You know, if you got any recommendations, I would love to know your favorites. I feel like a cool tone brown blush would be so pretty with this palette in general. Now I'm going to go in with my pencil brush. It's E30, yes. And I'm just going to deepen up the very outer corner and just layer this, because it's not a black, it's more like a deep gray, but it layers really, really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same exact thing on the lower lash line, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the mattes. Now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue, and I'm just going to apply that to the lid with the E55. And then we're going to get into shimmers. And I'm so excited. The shimmers in the palette are so freaking beautiful, but so are these. Like you guys saw the swatches, but I'm working on swatching and like adjusting my lighting. I'm trying to figure it out. So the swatches do not do them justice, but they are beautiful. I'm so excited to show them to you. Okay, so I want to start out with this single. It's in the shade Alchemy. And I'll try to use more of the shades in the palette in the next eye. But I had to use these. Like, that is so freaking beautiful. And it has, like, the most beautiful purple shift. I don't know if it's showing. You can see it like that. But it's so beautiful. But I want to put this here in this outer corner part of the lid. It's so I'll bring it in a little far so you guys can like maybe see that shift, but it's so stunning. I love it. It makes me so happy. But then I want to go up here into the shade Talisman, and it's a split pan. It's really, really cool, but I want to put this in the front half of the lid. I'm gonna have to use my brush. I don't know why I try to be lazy every time. And now my nails are longer than they were last time, so it's even harder. But I love the look of using your finger to put on your shimmer shade. And that shade is so freaking stunning, but this one is stealing the show. I'm pretty sure this is the one that Basket Case Beauty designed. So then I want to use this shade. It's Transmutation. And it looks like it's going to be so opaque, but it's not. It's one of those like really cool, like, oh, it's hard to describe. It's like fluorescent almost, but I want to tap this in the center of these two. That's cool. I'm going to use my brush though to try to clean it off, to like blend it out, do a little mixing situation. because I also want to go back into some of that green. Actually, let's use some of Hemlock. This shade is really stunning. There it is. Do you see how freaking sparkly that is? It's so incredible. I would have loved to have had a silver. There is one in the other collection though. And if I was like doing this on my own, like not filming it, I would probably pull that into this look because I think it would be cool in this inner corner. But in case you guys only got one collection, I didn't want to like mix them until the end. Now I'm picking up more of that like shade Talisman. And I'm just using this here in the inner corner. And I'm going to also put some of this down here. I use more of that green shade instead of the pink. I didn't realize I was dipping into the pink. And I meant to dip into the green. But I like that because then you actually get 4 shimmers instead of, well, technically you would get 5 because you could mix them to get 1. And then you have the shade on each side, which I think is really cool. Okay, also I forgot that I wanted to do this, but I don't have any highlighter on and I wanted to just see what that would look like on the face. So it's that same shade. Ooh, and look where it's split pan. That's really freaking cool. And glossy. I had a feeling by like how silky that shade feels that it would be a really good highlighter too. That I think is so freaking pretty. I can't wait to see it all complete though because liner and lashes are really what's gonna bring it together. And I'm gonna go figure out what liner I want to use and then we'll move on to this eye. Okay, I'm back. I had to spot clean my brushes too because I try to keep them like at least spot clean so I don't ever get behind and have a big pile of dirty brushes. That is the worst. It drives me crazy. So I'm pretty good about at least spot cleaning them every day and then I clean them, not as much as I should, but that's beside the whole point. Anyways, I almost forgot to do this, so I'll do it at the end of the video when I get to both eyes done. That way you guys can see what they look like before I potentially mess it up. But now I want to play with these 2 matte browns. I'm going to start with this light one called Threshold. And I'm just going to use my large Cinch Beauty brush. I got to turn like an opposite way and everything. Still so weird to do this eye on camera. But I just want to run this shade all along the crease. This is something you won't see me do very often. A neutral, like a completely neutral crease. But I have been learning that I really love a neutral crease with a pop of color. That's really fun to me. I switched over to this small shader brush. It's easier to like lay the pigment down and build it up quickly. That Fantasy Cosmetica candle, it was so loud in my video. I was afraid that was gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to light that one when I'm not filming because it's too loud. It sounds like feedback, but it's not. It's just the candle. But I'm really loving them. I finally got my other one in too. And they smell so freaking good. And the scent throw is fabulous. I'm just taking this shade on the lower lash line as well. So after I get done filming this video, I'm going to film another episode in that new series I started called Indie Beauty Awards, and I already filmed Most Inspired, but now I want to film Most Used, and I'm excited to sit here and go through my collection and pull out my palettes that I remember like using the most. Okay, so I think this is good for now. Now I want to deepen it up. So I'm going to go into the shade here, Familiar. And I'm going to just deepen up this crease. Looks like I won't be dirtying a lot of brushes for this look. I'm really loving that freaking eyeshadow as a highlighter. It's gorgeous. I'm going to try to concentrate most of this in this outer portion. I'm going to switch over to my E27 from Sigma. This one just lays down the pigment so well. I'm also going to just run this shade down here. I'm trying to not look down, but I also have to look in the mirror, so it's kind of hard. This palette would be really good for like quick, simple, one and done types of looks. I'm switching over to this large blending brush because I want to take this up higher, and even though it's pigmented, it's a neutral, so I don't think it's going to be hard to blend out or anything. Now I'm going to dip into more of that shade Threshold. That shade goes so well with this Unearthly lip liner in the shade Khaki. I just bought a backup of Khaki and Cafe because they're both low. And these are my favorite lip liners. I love them so much. And they're like $5.20 after you use a code, which is crazy. But they're good. And then I'm going to use my Cinch Beauty E07 and go into that shade as well and add it right here. It's going to be like a really smoky eye. Now I'm going to go back into Threshold and just blend out the edges of this. And down here as well. I might dip into my collection and get something for this inner corner, but I'm not sure yet. But now we're going to dive into some NYX Glitter Glue, and I'm really excited about these shimmers. I'm excited. I'm going to use this one on the lid along with some of the others, but this is the shade Necromancy, and it is so incredible. I hope you guys can see it. It's like a fiery shade, like red, gold, green, mustard. Oh, it's so good. But I can't wait to put that on the lid. Let me use my brush to do this glitter glue. These are cool because you can build them up, but you can also use like a real thin layer of them as well, and then you get that glitter. They're like really pretty, but built up they look more like true to color as what you see in the pan. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this shade and do this on this outer portion of the lid. Like, look at that. That's so sickening. I mean, honestly, if I wasn't doing this in a video right now, I'd probably put this all the way across the lid because that is so freaking gorgeous. Wow. This is probably my favorite part so far in this part of the collection. That is stunning. I'm going to take it over just a little. That's so freaking beautiful. Okay, now I want to use the shade here called Cauldron. And this one is like really high shine too. It's so beautiful. That was one finger swatch. It's a really, really pretty gold shade. It's not really gold though. It's more brown. Like a light nude. It's really pretty. So I'm going to use my brush, I think, to add this here. So we get like that pop of red. Like, look how freaking shiny that is. That green was like that too. The green from the palette. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna put a little glitter glue on the lower lash line. And then I'll put some of that shade Cauldron, which is the one I just used, down here as well. It needs something. Okay, so now I'm gonna pick up some of the red and some of that gold and kind of just like go between the two, like tapping until I have like an in-between blend. That is so incredible. I think I want to put some of this red down here as well, like in the center. So let's do that. If I can pick it up on this brush. Okay, now we need to do some inner corner. So I'm going to try to stick to the like more pink side of the shade Talisman. Like, look how beautiful. I wish I would have picked up that all shimmer palette, but at the time I couldn't really afford to. So, ooh, the green is cool there too. I was hoping. But like I said, at the time I just couldn't afford to, but these shimmers are so freaking fun. I could see why that palette sold out. I absolutely love this. I think it's so beautiful. One thing I want to do though, I want to take this E30 pencil brush and go into that deep shade Blackthorn, and I want to just add a little bit of this out here to try to help that blend a little better. I just love this. I really don't know which side I like more. I'm excited to hear what you guys think, but I love this. I love this one too, but it reminds me of that lava shade from the the mushroom palette. What's it? Groovy Garden. Yes, from Inslee Rain. It reminds me of that. And I just love it so much. I think it turned out so beautiful. So for this eye, I think I'm going to use the ColourPop liner in the shade Icebreaker. Now for this eye, I don't know, because this kind of doesn't really go with this eye. At least I don't think so. Maybe it will because of that if I did the green liner. I don't know. I'm scared of messing it up. But I'm going to go off camera, figure out which gel liner I want to use, and probably go ahead and do the mascara. I feel like I screwed up a perfectly good eye look. I told you. I don't know how to do liner. I decided I wanted to do one off camera, and then I was going to do the other side on camera. But this side turned out so terrible. I don't want to mess this side up too. But yeah, I hate it. Like, the liner itself, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know how to, like, do liner. I should have just left this bottom part the way it was, because I think that was really pretty. And for this eye, I used the liner in the shade Icebreaker. And then on this side, I did the shade Fastlane. And I was going to do the darker one, but by the time I got over here, I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. So I'll show you guys like the liner situation tomorrow when I should have done it before I did the lashes, because I was getting all over my lashes too. So that was my bad. But tomorrow when I play with this collection, we will do different liner. Yeah, that was a mess. It makes it hard because like, that was a perfectly good eye look, and then I did that and I ended up screwing it up. So how are you supposed to learn like to do something when you don't want to mess up your eye look? You know what I mean? Because now I'm probably not going to film that other video until tomorrow because this looks like too drastically different. I look crazy. Like, could you see me in the thumbnail? But yeah, anyways, I had so much fun playing with this collection. These singles are so freaking beautiful, and I can't wait to dip into these ones tomorrow. They're gorgeous, but this palette is so pretty. It's right up my alley, and I'm excited to create some looks. I can't wait to mix the two palettes too. I think that's going to be really interesting. But let me know down below which eye look was your favorite before the liner situation. I would love to hear your thoughts. I really love this look with a pop of red. I think it's so freaking beautiful. But let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. I am back and I'm so excited to create 2 looks with the Witch of the Wildflower today. I actually filmed look 3 yesterday, mixing the 2 palettes, and I'm so excited for you guys to see that one. But let's dig into this palette. So I need to just pat out this concealer. My eye, this eye, I accidentally got sunscreen in it. And it is like watering, it won't stop. So I really hope it will so we can do the other look over here. But I'm really excited to be digging in to this palette. It's so freaking gorgeous. Okay, so I want to start this look out using this bright green shade. And I'm just going to put this in the inner corner. And I'm just using a Sigma E27. But this shade is so freaking pigmented. At least it's swatched that way, so I'm excited to use it. I love how bright and vibrant it is. I just think it's so beautiful. I'm also just going to go ahead and run it down here. Okay, so next I want to play with this shade right here. I can't read that one. I think it says Starwort, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just going to do that on this Glam Light shader brush, and it's so vibrant too. I just knew when I swatched these that they would be such a good match, but I just want to build this up in the crease. I had to run and go shut the attic door because I could hear everything going on downstairs. I just love how vibrant that is, and I love these two together. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to this large blending brush from Singe Beauty. And I'm just going to blend this shade out. Like, you can blend with the purple, but it's like a pink leaning purple, and I really just want to keep this purple. I'll also say this purple like layers on itself really, really well. Like, I was able to get that to deepen up on its own. Now I want to go in with this Unearthly like little shader brush, and I'm going to pick up some more of that shade, and I just want to run it right here along the lower lash line. My highlight today is actually the Split Pan shade from this palette, which I'll be using on the lid as well. But it's so freaking pretty. It's that one. I love it. It looks so pretty on the face. And this eye will not stop watering. I hate it when my eyes do that. My allergies are really bad today though. I love this crease. I think it's so pretty. But now I want to switch to this deep shade, Purple Toad Flax, and I'm just going to use another E27 to deepen this up. This eye look's going to be like relatively easy. I'm going to use that same like little shader brush from Unearthly, and I just cleaned it off on my Sigma switch because I want to press this down here to deepen up. And then I'll go back in with this Glam Light brush and I'll just blend this deeper purple out. Purple and green is one of my favorite color combos to do. I love them, and I really like the undertones of these. It reminds me of Joker in the best way. So I might go back in later and like deepen all this up with more of that deep purple, but for now I am happy with it. So I'm just gonna go in with some NYX glitter glue, and I just want to place this all over the lid. I am really, really excited for these shimmers. Okay, so to start this out, I want to use this shade, and I can't read that at all, but this shade is so freaking pretty. It's one of my favorite shimmers in this palette. I don't know, they're all my favorite. I really like the shimmers in this one a whole lot, but it's so pretty. It looks so wet and glossy. I just think it's gorgeous, but I want to put that on this outer half of the lid. Like, that's so pretty. It adds a little bit of like that blue to the look. What do I want to do next? I could use this single, which is really pretty. It's like a pink, but it has a purple like to green shift, a little bit of blue, but the purple that's in here is like that really vibrant color. That is really freaking pretty. I don't think it really goes with this like look that I have here. Look at that. It's so like fluorescent. You kind of see that purple too. It's so gorgeous. It would actually be really pretty with these two shades, and then put this on the lid. Gorgeous. You could even do a little bit of this half of this split pan on the inner corner. It would be really pretty. So if you picked it up, I would try that out. I think it'd be really cute. Okay, so now, do I want to use this half? Do I want to use the split pan, or do I want to use this single? Because this is so freaking amazing. Do you see that? Like, it's sickening. Actually, this is the shade Frandoween. I'm getting carried away. But I might tap a little bit of this in the center of what I actually choose. But I want to show you guys this. Like, it's so pretty. Hopefully it picks up on the front of my hand. I usually like to put it on the other side. Let's go ahead and do that. I will say, though, this is a flaky formula. Like, you can kind of see it. It kind of reminds me of the Blend Bunny highlighting palette, but it does, like, sheer out. And once you swatch it or swipe it, it goes on really thin and silky. But if you don't like that flaky formula, I think it's good to know. So what I'm going to do is I want to go into this half of the split pan. I love that they did that because it kind of adds, like, instead of just it being one shimmer, it's technically three because you got each half. Plus you can, wow. Let's use the finger. That's so pretty. But I was going to say, plus you could mix them. Oh my gosh. That is so freaking pretty. These shimmers have just blown my mind. Truly. So much that I actually, you'll hear me talk about it in the next look as well. But like I said, I filmed that yesterday. But after I filmed that look, I actually went and picked up the Dewdrops palette, because those are like basically singles. But you can use a bunch of them as highlighters as well. And after playing with this collection, I just knew I had to have it. It's so freaking good. It's so pretty. Ugh, it makes me so happy. Now, let's see. The other side of the split pan looks like this. It's really, really gorgeous. This would have been pretty in the second look that I did yesterday in the inner corner. If you do have both palettes, I'd say like they're they do so well together. I recommend mixing them if you do already have them. I just got that everywhere on my nose, under my eye. I'll probably have to go back and fix that. But I just used a little bit of this shade, and I love this. But I want to use this as my inner corner shade, and that's what I was trying to do, but these nails won't do it. I just like the way it looks when you use your finger to put shimmers down. I'm just going to take this little brush from Odin's Eye. It's not one that I use very often, but I'm using that to pick up some more of that Witch's Garden shade. And I just want to diffuse this yellow. I also want to take some of this green that I put in the inner corner and re-intensify some of it back in the look, but I also want to take it kind of over top of that purple. Now I'm going to use some more of that shimmer, that split pan that I used. It's so pretty, I can't. I just wanted to make sure like those two are blended well, but I don't know why, because I definitely want to use just a little bit of this as well. It's like purple. It's so pretty. Let's do this out here, actually. This eye look is High Shine. That's so freaking pretty. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with this. This is the shade Frandoween. Again, it's so freaking good. Now I'm going to use this E42 Precision Blending Brush, and I want to go back into a little bit more of that deep purple, and I just want to blend this in the outer corner and kind of blend it into those mattes. But this is the finished eye. I think it's so pretty. It's probably my favorite out of the 4 that I've created so far. But yeah, I'm excited to do this eye. It's not completely stopped watering just yet, but I'm going to go spot clean these brushes real quick, and I'll be right back, and we're going to do the other eye. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do as well. Okay, so my eye is still not completely not watering. We're just going to work around it, but I decided I want to do that look that I mentioned earlier that I said what I thought would be really cute. We're going to find out, because I think it might be a really good idea. And I'm excited to see what it looks like. So, I want to start this out using this pink shade. Porcelain Berry, I think it says. And I'm going to do that on a large blending brush, the same one I used in the last look. But I just want to run this all through the crease. And you might be shocked that I'm not using the yellow, but I actually use it in the next look. But I'm going to take this Glamlite shader brush and dip into some more of that and just use this brush to build it up. See how well that layers? It deepens up on itself. I'm just going to do this look a little different than what I mentioned earlier. I hope I can get my eye not to water long enough just to get this done, or at least not that bad. Now I'm going to blend this out. Pick up a little more for right here. I like to look straight ahead, because when I relax my face, my eyes are like way more hooded. I mean, I don't really relax my face often, which is why I have these lines, because I have like really expressive eyebrows. But I want to bring this pink up higher. Then I'm going to blend out the edges. I'm excited. You guys are actually going to be seeing this video tomorrow. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shader brush again, and I want to go into the deep purple again up here, and just work this in this outer corner. Now I'm going to go back into that pink shade and blend out the edges of this. Let me switch brushes though. I'm going to switch over to the E27. I'm trying to wait till the last minute to start on that lower lash line because I just know that it's not going to stay long in that outer corner. I'm out of my they recently switched my allergy regimen, all the meds, to different stuff because they realized they weren't working. And I've been out of them for like 2 weeks, and the pharmacy keeps messing them up. It's a whole mess. Amanda finally went and picked him up for me, and they called him into the wrong pharmacy. So then we had to have him switched to the right pharmacy, which I don't know why they would do that because, I mean, they fill my medicine all the time. But then they filled the old allergy medicine that I was on, the one that doesn't work, and not the new stuff. So I had to have it fixed again yesterday, and now we're going to be able to go get it tomorrow, and I'm so freaking excited. Hopefully my voice will come back once I get the medicine back in my system. I've been using the older stuff just to have something, but clearly it isn't working. So now for the lower lash line, and I'm concerned because this outer corner right here is raw, but I'm gonna do the best I can. So I want to go into the shade right here, Virginia Creeper. And I'm just doing it on that small shader brush from Unearthly. And I just want to run this along the lower lash line. I really love these Unearthly brushes. The only thing I'm not crazy about is how short the handles are. I'm just not used to working with brushes like that. And I got man hands. So it's really hard for me. And you could see right there where my eye is watering again. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go try to put allergy drops in this eye again and see if I can get it to stop long enough to finish this look. Okay, guys, I know it looks crazy because I do have a bald spot, but trust me when I say this is as good as it's going to get. It's not stopping. It's probably because I've done my makeup so many days in a row, but I'm going to go in very quickly with this NYX glitter glue. So you'll just have to use your imagination and, picture it without the patch. Okay, so I'm going to use this Unearthly Cosmetics number 4 brush, and I want it to use this shade. Hopefully I can get this to stop and I'll be able to fix it before I show you guys the finished look and everything. But this is a shade. It's All Hallows Eve. And I thought this on the lid with the green down below would be really cool. But we'll see. Okay, so I want to go into this single, the Frandoween. And I just want to place this here on the inner part. The shade is so pretty. I picked up, it's kind of swirled in there. It's hard to see. But I picked up the side that's more pink. Or I'm trying to. That brush doesn't seem to want to pick it up. It's so freaking pretty. Oh my god. I was totally right about this look. I just wish my eye wasn't watering like that. It kind of ruins it. But now I'm just using a pencil brush to pick up like more of that shade. And I just want to put it in the inner corner and kind of diffuse this here. I think this would have been better had I not put that yellow, like this shade, on the lower lash line to help blend it out. I should have just left it that deep green. But now I want to go into like this really bright half of this shade, and I just want to put it down here. I mixed a little of that in the inner corner as well. Try to tie those two shades together. I should use the graphic liner and draw a blob around it. That way it looks intentional. Okay, now I want to go back in with this E27 and pick up a little more of this dark purple. And just work this in here. Okay, so these are the finished eyes. This one kind of, but I'm gonna go off camera and do lashes and liner and try to fix this, at least so you can see it all together. But I'm excited to see what they look like when I'm done, but I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with the finished looks. So I did a cheat over here. I usually don't put anything shimmery on my outer corner. You guys know that. But I couldn't get it to stop watering, so I put some glitter glue there. And I went into the other palette and I used this green shade because it's really similar to the matte shade that I had there. And then I also went back into All Hallows Eve with a fluffy brush like this shader brush. And I just kind of dusted it. That way those two meet up and it doesn't look too crazy. But I also didn't put lashes on. I mean, I know I basically put glitter glue beside my eye. Not glitter glue, lash glue beside my eye. But I didn't want to irritate them more than I already obviously have. So I left it at that. So for this eye, I used the liner in the shade Crossed from ColourPop, and then on this side I used Amethyst Hour. No, this is Icebreaker. I'm getting mixed up. All the labels are gone off of these because I use them so freaking often. But I will say I really love this eye, and I think I would have loved this one as well had I not messed that up and then had to add the shimmers out here. But for my eyes to be watering as bad as they are, I do think it held up really good. And you know, at least you guys get to see an eye look without lashes, because to me, like for me, eye looks aren't complete until you do the lashes. But let me know what you guys think of these looks down below. And now let's move on to look number 5. I am back, and today I'm going to be filming look number 3. It's actually look number 2 for me, but I have some other videos I want to film, so I need a complete full look, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be mixing the two palettes, and I have a look in mind, and I really hope it turns out, because I think it's going to be really good. So we're going to dive in. So you're probably not going to be surprised, but I really want to start out with this yellow, but not with that brush. I don't know what I was thinking. We're going to do this one from Singe. It is the E06. So I just want to place this in the inner corner. As you guys probably already noticed, I almost always start out here. So the reason I'm a little scared that it might not work out is because I'm gonna be mixing cool and warm tones today. I think I said worn, I meant warm, but I'm really excited. Sometimes those looks end up being the very best, so fingers crossed it turns out. I just love the idea though. Okay, so next I want to go in with my shader brush from Glamlight, and I want to go into the shade Wolfsbane, and I'm just going to put this throughout the rest of the crease, and be careful not to really let those two touch. Well, I mean, at the most it might turn green, but where they're different tones, I don't want them to like muddy up. A little cheat trick that I like to try is I'll swatch the shades, and I'll put the deeper one on first, like so, and then just try to blend the two together, and you can kind of see what happens if those shades do mix, which that actually makes this exact shade, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna slowly build this up, but I'm gonna switch to my Singe Beauty, like the large blending brush, because this shade isn't like too pigmented. It's pigmented, but it's not a very deep shade. So I don't have to worry about like the color getting carried away. I just got this shirt from Maurice's. It's so cute. You'll like see it better in the intro and stuff, but I love it so much. It's so like just cozy and really cute. I'm so excited about it. It put me in like a whole good mood. And I'm gonna be honest, clothes don't do that to me often. The thing that makes me struggle like with my weight issue, it's not really, I mean, I care about the health aspect of it, but for a long time, like, I felt like I needed to be something else, and I thought that like, society wouldn't accept me because I've always, like, struggled with my weight, but now I don't really feel that way. Like, I'm happy with myself, but I wish, I would like for certain clothes to look better on me, if you know what I mean. Like, I wish I could wear cuter clothes. Like, right now, crop tops are so in, or like, you know, strapless things. I have a big chest, so I can't do anything strapless ever. And like, I don't know, I just can't wear that stuff. And it's like all the cute stuff, like the cute prints and the cute styles, are all cropped. And then everything that's not cropped is so ugly. And I'm like, what do they think we want to wear? Like, I don't like to wear cropped stuff personally because I just don't feel comfortable in it, and it just doesn't look good on me, if I'm going to be honest. But that doesn't mean I don't want cute clothes, you know? Like, sell the rest of the shirt for the other people that don't want to wear cropped. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to take, let's see, I'm going to use this like little flat shader brush from Singe, and I'm just going to put this blue under here. I'll go ahead and do the yellow as well. And both of these shades I've used have been like, well, I don't know if I showed you guys, I think, but I got the blue shade from this palette and the yellow from the other. So I just cleaned off that brush on my Sigma switch so I can apply this yellow shade here without dirtying like 10 more brushes. So you know the video I talked about in look 1 that I wanted to film? I really hated that eye look after I did the liner. Oh, I hated it so bad. I'm just not good at liner. I guess I'm gonna have to like try to practice that at the end of the day before I like wash my makeup off. That way I can get better at it, but I also don't want to screw up my look either. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do that video today, which is why I wanted to go ahead and film look number 3. But I'm excited. I have such good ideas for that. And I'm probably going to go ahead and do like my new makeup releases video. But this is where we're going to mix tones. I want to go in with this shade. I think it says Virginia Creeper. And I want to do that on this Glamlite shader brush. And fingers crossed. Ooh, I think this might be really good. Look how pigmented that is. It's so pretty. And I got almost like the exact color of my shirt. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and take this like little brush from Singe Beauty and use the side of this to go ahead and press this down here on the lower lash line as well. then I'm going to go back in with this yellow, wrong brush, with the yellow Dandelion Tea. I've never tried Dandelion Tea, but I do love tea. See, we got a little bit of that bright green right there, but hopefully it'll be all right. It'll play more into the look in a little bit. So now I'm going to take that large blending brush again, and I'm going to go back into this shade. Like what it looks like right here really won't matter because I'm going to use shimmers over that. So I'm just working on blending out the edges here. Oh, and for face highlight, I used the shade in the center of the palette, and it is so freaking beautiful. I can't see, like, tell what it says. The cursive writing on it is like really tight. I really hope this lip turns out. So now I'm going to move on to the E27 from Sigma, and I'm going to pick up some more of that deep green and start building this up in the crease. Oh, I think this is going to be good. I really won't know though until the end when like the shimmers get put on, because I'm hoping the shimmers will help bring these two colors together. Now I'm going to go back into a little more of that yellow and start like trying to blend this up and over this shade. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, and I very well might be, but I don't know. Oh, this is so cool. So the question is, do I want to deepen it up? I mean, you really don't need to, but you know me, I'm always doing the most with the dimension. So I would have to use a shade from this palette, and I'm wondering if we should do the brown. I mean, we have this deep gray. Maybe the gray might be better. The gray is called Blackthorn. And we're going to do that on this same E27. No Sense and Dirty, and another one, you know? And I'm going to just focus this out here. This might help, like, make this outer part a little more cool. Okay, that added a little dimension. So then I'm going to go back into Wolfsbane, which is that blue. And I just use that to help blend this out. I'm going to mix the blue and the green. Try to get like that mid-tone. Now I'm going to take the blue and put it on the lid because I might need a base. Really looks crazy now. I kind of took this down a little far, but that's easy to fix. All I need is a little setting powder, and I can lighten that up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this little flat brush from, you know, the brushes that come in the Sigma palettes. I used my Unearthly Velour Puff. That one cleaned it up a lot better. Listen, I didn't think of Velour Puff. I thought a Velour Puff, I just thought a Velour Puff was a Velour Puff. There was nothing special about buying them from brands. I just bought that bulk pack from Amazon, and those worked great, yes, but these from Unearthly are so freaking good. I just went to the site and bought 4 more. I love them. Like, it's big, but they fold so easily, and you can like easily get into the contours of the eye, And, you know, you could cover big areas if you need to. Like, it's so, like, fluffy and soft that it honestly just easily folds and just goes right in, like, under the eye. I love these. I think they're so freaking good. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the mattes like this for now, but I want to go in with some NYX glitter glue on the lid, and I just threw it in the floor. I'll be looking for that later, and I won't be able to find it. My room up here is such a mess, and it's usually not like that. So, like, oh, it's making me very, very anxious. I need to clean it up, but I just don't have the time to do it right now. But I hate it when this room is messy. It messes with my flow. No pun intended. Okay, so now shimmer shades. This, I was a little caught in between a few options. We have this one. Ooh, that's really pretty. This one, I don't know if that one really goes. This one's pretty too. The yellow, that would be pretty in the inner corner. Maybe those two. But we have Talisman, which is really pretty. That might be pretty in like the main inner corner. But let me take this green one away. And let's look at the singles as well. So some of these I have not gotten to use yet. This one is so pretty. These are so pretty. I don't really think any of these are what I'm going for either. That one is really pretty. Like, I don't know how well you guys see those shifts, but there you go. They're gorgeous. What about the gray? It's like a gray green. Let's see. This one might. Ooh, that's so gorgeous. Yeah, we're going to do that. That one is called, well, it's Samhain. It's Samhain. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Probably not. I'll also pop it up on the screen. Okay, now that the glitter glue's all sticky and everything, I'm going to go in with that shade first. These are so shiny and impactful. I finally ordered my mom some NYX glitter glue, and she loves it, which I knew she would. It just makes your shimmers so much more impactful and like helps them stay in place. I think this was a good choice. This is really cool. Now, I'm excited to see what it looks like with this one. This shade's called Witch's Garden. But that shade is so pretty. It would be so cool with these two together. Or it would be really pretty on the lid with the purples. So I've been reading this book. It's called Never Keep by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, I think is how you say her name. And it's really hard. I'm struggling trying to get into it. If you guys have read it before, I would love to know, does it pick up eventually? Because right now I'm like forcing myself. And I'm going in between reading it and listening to the audiobook. Because I don't have as much time to read as I would love to, but I would just love to know if it picks up. But I just used my Charlotte Tilbury like mini setting spray to add that to the inner corner, which I think is really pretty. I'm going to let this sit for a second, probably, and then I'm going to like diffuse it a little more. I think it would look better that way, but did I put that gray there? Show did. I did something real dumb, guys. I put that freaking gray here, and I didn't mean to do that. So, in the words of Aaliyah, we are going to dust ourselves off and try again. Looks crazy and a little bold. So, I'm going to go in with some of my concealer, which is the YENSA. I love this stuff. You guys are so amazing for recommending this to me. And I'm just going to tap this here. Okay, now that that's had time to get sticky, I'm going to go in with Witch's Garden, the correct shade. which I did put that shade on the first time, but when I filled in the inner part, I accidentally used that silver. I wasn't paying attention. I do stuff like that all the time. This eye look is going to be so freaking cool, though. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to do some of that one shade. Let me show it to you. It's very flaky, so be careful because I just pulled a bunch of it up. Oh my god, I wish I could show you how pretty it is on my desk. But this is what they look like on the finger. But here, I'll swatch them here. This is the shade I told you I have. I have brown eyeshadow on my hand. But this is the shade I told you that I use as a highlighter, and it's so freaking pretty. There's like so many colors in there. I'm about to pop up a video of my desk because where it's black, you can so see it like so well. My desk is so messy. It gets so messy from these palettes. But I do like it. I use one of those folding tables because they're so much easier to keep clean. Okay, so I want to put some of this here. I'm going to stick to this side and just tap this in the center. Oh my god. These singles and the shimmers in the palette are so freaking beautiful. I cannot stand it. But now I'm just going to do what I said I was going to do before I screwed everything up. And I'm going to pick up some more of that inner corner shade. And I just want to add it here, and then I'll use a brush to kind of diffuse this situation so it's not such like a stark line. I'm actually going to add some of that flaky shade I just showed you to this inner corner as well. I feel it falling on my face. I love it. Now I'm just using a clean E27 with a little bit of that yellow, and I just want to diffuse this shimmer situation and bring it up. Ooh, I also want to put some down here. I'll do the Witch's Garden, the more yellow green shimmer. To use my finger. I can never get like eyeshadow to stay down here unless I press it. Is it like that for you guys too? That is so pretty. I love this. I love it so much. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this half and just like diffuse this as well. I really like the look of that. I never did it like that until I started watching Betty Jean's videos, and I always love her look so much. She inspires me a ton. I love her freaking tattoos as well. I really want some. I mean, I have this one. It says, I want to live, not just survive. And that means so much to me because I've always survived. And I've always lived my life by like saying that it was good enough, that I could settle for this. That was my motto. I've always settled. I never tried because I was always so terrified of failing, and that's what the tattoo represents, is I want to take chances on myself, hence YouTube. But then I also have this one. Let me get in frame here. It says Let It Be, which is a song by the Beatles, John Lennon, and it was one of my grandma's favorite songs. And it's became one of mine as well throughout my life, but it's also my Aunt Lois's favorite song. And my grandma and my Aunt Lois also share the same name. So I got Let It Be for my grandma, and then the Lois down here is for my aunt. We've always been really, really close. And I love her so much, so I felt like she deserved a tattoo. I don't think I'd be who I am today without her. So I'm very grateful. And, you know, she's just somebody I want to carry with me throughout my life. So now I've just went into these two shades and did a little mixing situation because I want to deepen up this very outer corner a little more. And I'm just doing that on a E30 Sigma pencil brush. But anyways, that conversation just went left, didn't it? But I was talking about Betty Jean's tattoos. I want more myself. I would love to have, I love her sleeves. I think they're so pretty and so her. But I want another tattoo because if you're new here, my stepdad passed away and February will make 2 years. And we were very close. Like, he taught me everything. Like, I know how to work on cars. I can do, like, replace water lines. I know how to install breakers. I can do a lot of, like, home repairs and stuff. But one of the best things he taught me was to never, like, give up. If you don't know how to do something, figure it out. And he made me very independent in that way. So I've always been, like, really close to him. Me and my mom fought a lot. Growing up, we butted heads bad. And he was like, he always had more patience with me. So I want to get a tattoo for him that's like a father. It's in a heart. And it's a father and a daughter, like their silhouette walking away. And it says, I am because you were. And then I want to get his name over it. Because I just love him. And that was such a hard loss. I mean, you know how it is. I'm sure it just sucks to lose your parents. I lost my biological dad as well. And him and my mom separated when I was like 10. And he was a in and out dad after that. So like my pain of losing him is more like, it feels very final, if that makes sense. Like there's so many things that I didn't get to say or ask. And now I can't. And I mean, I miss him too. But I feel like I've spent my whole life missing him. So that's like nothing new. But Carl wasn't like that. He was a good dad. I was lucky that I got to have him in my life. But anyways, see, the ADHD brain just, takes you away different directions. But so far, I'm loving this look. I think it's really, really pretty. I will need to figure out which liner I would do. I think this one would be cool, but I'm not exactly sure. Cosmic Yellow would be cool too. And when you do two-tone looks like this, I've realized it's always really cool to do the color liner that you did in the inner corner. It kind of just ties it all together, especially when you're mixing cool and warm tones the way that I did for this look. But I will be right back with this look and then we're gonna close out this video. I mean, this is my first time playing with this palette, so I'll let you guys know like how I feel about it when I get done doing this look, the 2 looks with this one tomorrow. That way I can give you guys like a full review. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this looks like. I'm back with the finished look and I love it. I think it came together so well. Like, look how freaking glossy and shiny the lids are. And you see what I mean about the yellow, really tying the yellow together with the blue. I think it did so good. But for that liner, I used my NYX Epic Wear in the shade Cosmic Yellow. This is a really good formula. If you find one you like, I highly recommend. And for lashes, I used my Bright Lashes in the style Flutter. I love these ones too. I've been really enjoying this brand's lashes. These half lashes are so freaking incredible, but I'm so excited about this look. I love it so much. So for you, this is like the end of the video, but for me, tomorrow I'm going to be filming with this palette and I'm super excited about it. So now I'm going to go ahead and get you guys zoomed out and I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this collection, but it's technically going to be tomorrow, but for you guys, it is going to be right now. Okay, I am back and now it's time to give you guys my thoughts on this collection. I have used everything at some point with the exception of the liner. My eyes are really irritated after this look. It was look number 3 and 4. So I didn't want to do it again, and to be honest, I was a little discouraged after the first one. So I'm gonna practice liner off camera and try to get better at it. But I will say, like, this didn't crack or get flaky. You know how some of them can. These ones seem to be really good at, but in all fairness, I haven't used them enough or worn them long enough to really give you my full thoughts on those. But let's talk about the palettes. I love these. I love them together. I love them on their own. For me personally, like, I really do like this palette, and I love the looks that I got from it. But when it comes to, like, the future, the one I think I'm gonna gravitate more towards is gonna be this one. It's so freaking beautiful. I love this color story. You guys know it's like right up my alley. It screams Halloween to me, and I think they did such a fantastic job. I think it's beautiful. But as for formula, these are magnificent. They are really, really like reflective and glittery, like the shimmers. The mattes are like that thicker matte formula, the one that I like, similar to like Unearthly and Bella Beauty Bar and Ensley Rain, if you're curious. But I had a great time with them. They're really pigmented, really easy to blend. Honestly, like, I wouldn't change anything about the formula, and I wouldn't change anything about the shimmers either. These singles are so freaking awesome. I love them so much. So I do have favorites. I really love this one, All Hallows Eve. I mean, I love them all, but let's think as in the aspect of favorites. Ooh, I love Necromancy. That one's really pretty. Definitely Frandoween is so cute. And ooh, I really love these two, like, a whole lot. But I think those other three might be like my favorite. I love that one. It's such a witchy shade, like with that purple base and the green shift. Or maybe I have that backwards, but it's so freaking gorgeous. That is my alarm to tell me it's time to take the trash out to the curb, which I am dreading so bad because we've gotten a lot of boxes and I gotta like carry it all down. We live like up on a hill. It's a whole thing. But as for the collection, I am so happy to have it in my hands. I would love to know, like, if you guys pick this up or not. Which looks are your favorite? It's weird because I'm looking in the mirror and this eye looks different than this eye, which is so crazy. It's like off and it's throwing me off. Let me know down below whether or not you guys picked this up or anything within this collection, what your thoughts are on it. I'm sure everyone else will really appreciate a second opinion or third or whatever, but let me know also which look was your favorite. Like, which two? We can do two since there were like 5 looks, which is crazy. But thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Leave us some witchy warlock emojis down below, some of your favorites. It's almost Halloween, which is so sad. It's almost over, but there's still like so much more coming, so many more releases. My Trick or Treat released yesterday. I can't wait to get that one. I still have the Halloween palettes, the divination collection. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I really hope you will. But until next time, bye.